Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 59 of Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles, where today I just planted myself a stone seed out in my mystical agricultures area. That area is doing a great job of, doing all the things. So the reason I did that, stone seeds make stone essence, which can be used to make a bunch of things, including smooth stone or cobblestone. Smooth stone, more excitingly, because it's a nice, quick, and easy way to get smooth stone. So do we have enough now? Like, I literally just planted it as I was starting up. So we have enough for cobble, but we'll have enough for smooth stone in a minute. That's exciting. I'm very cool. So between episodes, I didn't do a lot, but I did craft some carpenters, which I guess counts as a lot, because there's a lot of crafting. But I made 5 of them. I just kind of bulk. Did the math, right? Hammered it out and said, all right, so I need 40 steel plates, I need 40 Inori plates, I need 5 data storage circuits to just kind of knock down the line, right? So we got a bunch of stuff there because the carpenter is going to play a role in some of the next auto crafting that we do, right? So if I were to take a look at what's involved in auto crafting right now, we'll see there's a handful of things that we need to get going. We need some lumium, we need some steel for sure. Missing 75 of those. Special infused iron. Yep, we're going to totally need that. All kinds of stuff. Frankly, we have a lot of things we have to make. Cactus. Do we have nature? We have a lot of nature essence, and that makes cactus. Beautiful. I don't think I've still got nature seeds out there. I think I actually removed them from the farm in favor of speeding up some other growth. But that's okay. We can always replant them when we run out of what we've got. So I think my plan today should be to get some of this crafting going on. So I think right now, let's do this. Turn off processing mode. Let's teach you how to make cactus with nature essence. Right? Let's teach you how to make stone with stone essence. Right? And we can get those guys added down here to our crafting list. Yeah, I'll just throw it. I mean, it doesn't really matter where I put things, right? So that should be fine, right? Let's see what other things I need to make multiple crafters. So we're totally going to need to know how to make refined processor bindings and advanced control circuits. Let's get advanced control circuits cooking. Does that sound like a plan? I think it does. Let's automate control circuits today. The rest of this stuff, relatively easy, right? Like, we can do an induction smelter for the special infused iron, the steel and the lumium ingots. Let's see, is there like a nice way I'm going to be able to do lumium ingots with auto crafting? I'm trying to avoid using the Tinker's Smeltery anywhere I can. Now, there is lumium essence, but that's a tier 4 seed. I don't know that I want that much lumium. I could always do it, don't get me wrong. I just don't know that that's what I want to do right now. So, So induction smelter, not really. I just have to make the lumium blend if I want to do that, which is fine, right? So lumium blend, if I made that, does that work in, hopefully lumium blend would work. It works in a furnace, so I'm hoping it works in the electric furnace. Is that a fair lumium blend? Yes, it works in the electric furnace from Tech Reborn. Nice. Okay, cool. So that means that if I made Lumium Blend as a recipe, we should be good. I can do that. I can totally do that. Let's, do I want to do that with fluid crafting, though? Oh, I should really look into doing fluid storage, because that would be awesome. That would actually be super awesome. All right, guys, we are back, and you might notice a new little grid up here. A fluid grid, hooray! So in that little break there, I real quick made a 256K fluid storage part, which is actually not terrible to make. The 1Ks, or the 64Ks, right, which is mapped to the 1K. It's that smaller size fluid. And then there's the medium, and then you can upgrade from there, right? 256 can become 1024, and 1024 can become 4096, right? So those guys are pretty not expensive, actually. They're really not bad at all. And so this can hold 256 buckets worth of any fluids. It doesn't have like a limit to the number of types as far as I know. So as a real quick test, while I was waiting there, I kind of did this, right? And then boom, we've got our molten inferium in there. So with this, we free up a lot of cool stuff, right? So I'm just going to poop all this stuff into here. Boop, 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 boop. How cool is that, huh? I like it. It places a bucket in at a time, which is cool. The downside that I've run into, I'm not going to put you in there, buddy, because you're just way too much fluid. I only have 256 buckets worth of storage, and I don't need that mob essence stuff, at least not right now. I'm just kind of saving it for later if I ever set up a mob farm or something. So the downside obviously being, or not obviously being, but there is a downside. You can't extract into these things, right? You can shift click and it'll give you a bucket's worth, but you can't extract into the reservoirs, which is kind of a bummer, right? Kind of a bummer. And I think if you have no buckets on you, it'll use buckets from the inventory. So I've got 20 in there. I shift click, I get a bucket. And we look in here and we have 19 buckets remaining. So that's nifty-ish, right? Now what happens just for fun if I do this, put the bucket away? If we have no buckets available, what happens if I shift click? Probably nothing. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to get the liquids into the reservoirs. It doesn't look like there's a way to do it through the fluid grid, but I'm okay with that because typically I need like a bucket or two's worth, and then I can put it back in with the reservoir, right? So like the scenario being, let's say we needed to craft with, I don't know, super glue, right? So we get a bucket's worth, we can pop it into here. Come on, buddy. There you go. Boop. Right? And now there's super glue in there, we do our crafting, and then when we're done, any leftover liquid we take out with the reservoir and we can put it back into the refined storage system. So that's cool. The other benefit of this is that refined storage is really smart with its crafting. So let's do a scenario here that we're looking at. So let's say a basic circuit, right? We're going to teach this guy that basic circuits are made as follows. You ready? We're going to say that we want to do it with which recipe? This does 2, and it uses mana steel. I like that one, I think. You know, we could get more expensive with platinum, but I don't want to waste platinum right now. Though, did I make platinum seeds? I talked about making platinum seeds. I don't think I made platinum seeds. So for now, we're going to teach it this recipe. So check this out. When you click that into like that, right, notice on the tooltip, it says 0.5 buckets of super glue. See that on the bottom of the inputs list? If you want to see that, you click on the types button here, and it changes to show you which fluids are inputting and which items are inputting. So like this is your fluid input, there's no fluid output, right? So take a look at this, right? We've got 1,500 millibuckets of super glue, right? So if we came over here and we real quick, just for demonstration purposes, broke this and connected it like so, and let's see, do that, and then put that in there, right? We should be able to, also we have to teach this, basic circuit, what pattern you're making, which is this one, right? So if we did that, and then we said, hey, give me a basic circuit, just one please, you're missing silicon and you're missing mana steel. All right, so let's get those guys made real fast for the purposes of this test to demonstrate why fluid crafting is so awesome in refined storage, just in case you weren't aware. Because it's the bomb. Is this? Oh yeah, look at that. I'm out of LP again. Good times. Good times. Hey, you. So because I shrunk the size of my thing, I can't spam right clicks anymore because I'm not getting that super regen, which is okay. I mean, you know, let me charge this dude up. And we'll make our mana steel, and then we'll kick back over there. Cool. So that's the deal. Mana steel, please. Is that a stack? Mostly. There you go. Cool. And then we can get this guy recharged. I really need to automate this. But we're entering the age of automation, right? Like, if you're paying attention, we are 100% entering the age of automation. Now, I should be able to come over here and do that real quick. So, like, there's ways. I just don't have it sitting right at the ritual spot, right? Because it's totally focused on that farm and only that farm, which is serving me a much better purpose, to be fair. But anyway, right? So we do that. The sawmill should have auto-outputted, right? Good. So now if I request a circuit, check this out. Hopefully this works. See how it's saying I'm going to use 0.5 buckets of super glue? So I do that. If we look in here, the super glue was placed into the carpenter for me. That's one of the reasons that I made sure to use refined storage over applied energistics, right? Aside from like the awesomeness of not having a count for the number of things that you need, right? So then you, sir, if I empty blacklist you, Are you going to extract from that basic control circuit slot, or are you extracting from the input slots? I feel like you were extracting from the input slots here. Is that why I had you on an empty blacklist? Prevent oversending. Oh, that's a filter. Well, there's part of the problem. Let's get a servo onto that bad boy. Right, because items were going in there. That's right, that's what it was. So can I ignore you and you extract those basic control circuits, or what's the deal? Good. It extracts the basic control circuits from the input slot. It does not extract, or from the output slot, it doesn't extract from the, okay, cool, perfect, 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 perfect. So we just automated our first carpenter, right? So by having fluids available in the system, now, if I went to make a basic circuit and I wanted to, say, make 3 or 4 of those, right, we don't have enough super glue for that, right? So available 1 buckets worth, 2 craft 4? That's interesting. It should be saying no. It's saying available 1 bucket. That's interesting. Oh, right, because I make 2 at a time. I make 2 at a time. Never mind. I'm making sense. Right. So it makes 2 per at a time. So it does use 1 bucket, right? So what we want to do is say 6, and we're saying we're missing half a bucket's worth of super glue. See? So that is working correctly. My bad. I forgot that it's 2 per craft instead of 1 per craft. But yeah, how cool is that? How great is that, huh? Like, that is awesome. So that's carpenter automation using the fluid crafting system and refined storage. So now what we need to do is a couple things. First off, we have to teach the system how to get those fluids that it needs. In addition, we're going to have to expand this so that we can do more things, right? So this carpenter is probably going to stay up here, but the crafter is not. I just used this as a demonstration, right? So we do that, and now we get our crafter and our pattern back. Those 4 crafter patterns will wind up. Did you like go somewhere, dude? I forget. I don't know. We'll see. Let me check to see what was up there. Refined storage. Give me some cables. Get these guys reconnected. All right. Let's come back in a minute. I'm going to get ready to automate more carpenters. All right, so as a reminder, the concept here is that this carpenter will stick around for my occasional manual crafts that, you know, just one-off, I need to make something, right? Whereas downstairs, I'm going to set up a bunch of carpenters somewhere. Where do I want to put these guys? Well, first off, I need some more refined storage cables. Refined cables. Hey, it's a carpenter recipe. Who'd be... Yeah, that's what's up. So we're going to want glass, red alloy ingot, and special infused iron. Well, that ain't so bad, right? So glass, red alloy ingot, and special infused iron, of which I made a bunch of things of that recently, so it kind of works out, right? So you do that. So doot. And then you just need silicon, which, where did both of my reservoirs go? Did I put them both away? I did. So actually, yeah, no, I can't use reservoirs to take out, but I want to have it for putting in. Actually, not you. Is it silicone? Was it silicone? I think so. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, cool. Silicone bools. I should probably, you know what I need to do is I need to automate the induction smelter for sure. So let's get a crafter on that bad boy. I'll probably just need these cables. Why'd you only make 4? Oh, because you're extracting. Right. There's the other 8. Nice. Okay, so where's my induction smelter? We want to get a crafter on that bad boy, because there's lots of things we need to automate with the induction smelter, obviously. So what I'm going to do is set up Mr. Induction Smelter to accept from the back on blue, and that should be cool. All right, so now we can set up things like red alloy ingots. So did we teach you patterns by chance? We didn't, did we? But they're easy to make, right? So that should 100% be in here. So I can, for example, request like 20 patterns. You're missing 60 glass. Okay, so I should teach you that glass is made from sand in processing mode. You don't already know this, buddy? You should. You should know this. So that's why I'm making you know it now. Glass is made from sand, and sand, do we know how to make sand? I don't think we do, so I should teach that as well. I'm going to hold off on teaching that one because we don't have enough crafters. So yeah, let's hold off on that, right? So let's get ask for like 100 glass or so. How about 2 stacks? Really? Limestone sand. Oh, wrong sand. They all look the same. I can't help it. That laser, though, every time I go in and out, right? There you go. So we replaced that. Now it's normal sand for glass. This is why we test, folks. Cool. Okay. So now if we wanted to ask for more patterns, like 20 more, that should be fine, right? Nice. Now, let's look at red alloy ingots, because those things are always annoying to make, right? So you're going to learn that induction smelting is the way to go for that. I'm going to remove the small pile of redstone, actually, from the output, because even though it will get it, I don't want it to expect to get it. So that should be fine, right? And there's your induction smelter recipe for that. I should also teach you how to make silicone bowls. So we're going to want you to know how to make that. Silicone bowl is going to be induction smelter. So we probably want to go with just the charcoal. Yeah, block of charcoal. I'm not going to tell you about the slag. And then the sand will be 8 normal sand. And then that kind of charcoal block will be the induction smelter recipe. And then while we're at it, let's do this. And I wouldn't mind the sawmill recipe. We're probably going to need a sawmill recipe at some point. Are you still working on my patterns? I guess so. Induction. Oh, that's right. You're on. You need the speed upgrades. Thanks, buddy. Cool. So you get the induction smelter recipe, you get the smelting recipe, and then the sawmill upgrade we'll do a little bit later. Cool beans? Fish and chips. Nice. All right, so with that taken care of then, what else we got going over here? So silicone. So to handle fluid silicone, right, here's what we're going to want to do. If I were to put a silicone bowl, right, we're going to teach this recipe how to deal with fluid silicone, right? So if I put you in a magma crucible, you will quickly learn that one silicone bowl becomes 1 bucket of silicone. How cool is that, right? Now we need our patterns to make this work. So I assume you're still working, buddy? Didn't I request patterns? Maybe. Hey, there they are. They're getting crafted. Yay. Right? So input is a silicone bowl. Output is silicone. My only concern here then is how to get the fluid out of the magma crucible. Right? That is kind of a concern. How do we do that? Because I'm going to need to put the crafter on the back. Right? You need to still be doing what you're doing with this whole item duct line under here. Right? And I don't think that there's an item and fluid duct, and power at least, right? So that might be a little bit of a problem. So what we'll want to do is some kind of import bus on fluids for, so like we'll want an importer from refined storage. So how hard are they to make? Not hard at all. So do we have more patterns for a minute? Because I would love to get a lot of this stuff made. Cool. So you need to know how to make an importer, which involves making a destruction core. Do you know how to make those? You do. Okay, cool. So then importer also needs an improved processor. You have one, but you don't know how to make one. So let's teach it that. So that's going to be a processing mode recipe. That's going to be down there. And then back to this, it's going to be this, 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 and here. That should be cool. Okay. So this recipe and this recipe go up here. And this one goes into my smelter. So now can you make an importer for me? You're missing cables. All right, so I should teach it cables, but I'm not going to do that yet because that's a carpenter recipe, right? But now that crafting should be in process. Is there a crafting like monitor from refined storage? Crafting grid, crafting monitor. Yeah, that's what we want. Not a terrible recipe. Advanced, enriched, cleaning tube, 2 patterns. So let's get 2 of you. Cleaning tube. Advanced. Oh, you did that thing, didn't you? You are a bad person. I don't want that. Hold on. We ran into that last episode, didn't we? Yes. So we want it to be that? Or is it this? That's what we want. Yeah, we're going to want to keep an eye on that to make sure that doesn't happen too often. So the importer should be a work in progress. What else for the crafter? Special infused and steel. We've got 5 steel. So let's get a stack of charcoal and half a stack of iron. Are you doing the output thing? I think you are. And let me borrow my speed upgrades. Thank you very much. And then special infused we're going to want 8 of. Actually, we have plenty of special infused iron plates. And how are we on steel? So we're going to need at least 3 more steel, which is making its way here. Oh yeah, look how fast that is. I love it. Loving it. I just wish the pipes were faster at this point. But that's okay. Life goes on. Cool. And again, I really need to auto-craft these or do something to make more of them. Because moving them from one machine to the next constantly, super annoying. Don't want to have to do that anymore. Alright, so steel should be populating. So there's 5 of them. We're going to want 3 more steel plates. Cool. And then what else was necessary for this? Enriched and 2 improved. Enriched. 2 improved processors. This will test the craft that I just set up, right? And red alloy ingots ×2, which we should already have some of. Or maybe not. So this will test that crafting. I thought I had a bunch of those. You know what? I put them in here, didn't I? Yeah, that's what happened to them. It's all good. Alright, so we're just waiting on those 2 improved processors, which may be smelting over here. Nice! Look at that! The autocraft worked. Beautiful. And now we can, once these are, you know, done smelting and following the pipes, which are super fast, we'll be able to, I mean, I could speed them up if I put servos on them, of course. So I might wind up doing that at some point. But you get the idea, right? So now we can make a crafting monitor and we can keep an eye on what's crafting. Cool. So now we can see what's crafting and keep an eye on things, right? Sweet. Okay, cool. So more patterns are available to us now. So, that's a lot of good stuff, right? So you guys can go away. Fluid grid can go away. I do want to continue the crafter auto-crafting bits, right? So if I wanted a crafter now, let's just see what else I need to make, right? So you need to learn how to make processor bindings and circuit plates and basic circuits. So let's do the 2 basic circuits. That's the thing we were going to auto-craft, right? Because basic circuits use what? They use super glue. So we're going to have to know that one as well. So what we're going to basically just have is we're going to get our import bus, or importer here, right? Basic circuit. And then you're used to make an advanced circuit. We want both these to happen here, right? I'm going to need to move my fluid transposer, which isn't the end of the world. And we're going to run some cabling. Actually, you need to be crafter. There you are. And then you to here. Okay, and that will import the fluids, right? So check this out. Now I can put my patterns. Did it use the patterns that I wrote? Yes, it did, didn't it? It did. That's not a big deal. We can just make new ones. So you, magma crucible in processing mode here. And you know what else I want to learn? Is super glue. Right? So you are a magma crucible recipe with this. Okay, and now if we look at the fluid mode, remember, so it's silicon boule becomes a bucket of silicone, glue compound becomes a bucket of super glue. Okay, now the only thing I have to teach you is how to make this. So let's do this, is that. And this is that. You can go into this dude. Okay. And the only other thing you might need to know, is how to make this. So that is a pulverizer recipe of sandy glass. Okay. Do we have a thing on our pulverizer yet? I want to say no. And I'm hesitant to put one there because I need them for the carpenters. So that'll be a to-do list item, right? So we'll handle that in a minute. But now let's just test this, right? So as it sits right now, let's teach you this guy, right? And we're just going to test the crafting of a fluid for the purposes of using the carpenter. Like before we already had the fluid, now we're going to test auto-crafting a fluid on demand, right? So if I said I want to make cables, right? What we're going to do is we're going to teach you temporarily for now, but we'll probably still need this later, and we'll just use the actual glass that we have. Or I could turn on Our Dictionary, obviously. Like, that's also an option. I guess that wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, but, you know. Alright, so you go there, and these guys go into this crafter. Okay. So now if I said I want refined storage cables, I'm going to put you guys away, times 30, right? To craft 3 buckets, right? So it says, I know I need a charcoal block and sand to get the 4 sandy coals. And then I'm going to turn 3 of those sandy coals into a silicon boule, okay? And then I'm going to melt those into the magma crucible, which will be import bussed into the system and sent over to where it needs to go. So I'm going to hit start on that. The only thing I might need to do is toggle this guy to type fluids so that he knows to import fluids, right? So now if we watch, look, the silicon boules got crafted. Well, not the silicon boules, the other things, right? Let's just get you ready for what's going to happen over here real quick. So as soon as that shows up, boom, it does that, right? And then those 3, the silicon boules, should make their way into the magma crucible. And the magma crucible is going to import bus fluids, and it's going to extract the liquid silicone as soon as it shows up here. But I have to set blue as an import. There you go. So boom, and look, it got sucked in. And guess where it's going? Over here. There's the 3 silicone, and now it's making the cables, and that is full-blown automation of a carpenter in Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles. How cool is that? Using the refined storage fluid crafting system. Is that awesome? Yes, Direwolf, it is. Thank you. Thank you, random audience member who said, yes, Direwolf, it is. That was very kind of you. So now what we need to do is basically set up a couple more crafters, obviously, because we're getting really sadly low. But we'll get there, right? So specifically for more crafter crafting, right? You need... Actually, why don't you have anything in your grid? Oh, this is a bug that I've seen before. The crafting grid's empty. It happens every now and then. Is everything gone? Yeah. I think... Oh, you're out of power? That makes no sense. Hold on. How are you out of power, Chief? You've got plenty of power. What do you mean, no power? Oh, you know what? We've got so many things hooked up. Hold on. Nobody panic. Yeah, this thing was receiving power from this bad boy. And that is just not a tenable situation for this stage, right? Like... We just surpassed the need. We're using 9 to 1 RF a tick. There is your problem. Advanced universal cables. So where is my energy coming from? So this is the energy going up there, right? So let me just make sure I hook into the right power line here. Okay. So this is energy coming in to the system from our power generation system. As is this blue line getting power from our solar panels. So this red line is energy out, correct? I believe that to be true. There you go. Now you should have all the power you need. Was it circular? Was that the right one? Maybe not. I don't know. Are these circular? Those are these ones. Okay. Yeah, I think these guys were circular. Nice. I should get more of those circulars, but, you know. So now you're happy? Good, 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 good. Perfect. Much better. I thought for a minute, like, our refined storage system derped, and it did not, so that's good. Cool. So, now if I want to make a crafter, you need both red and green, don't you? So we need more crafters to make this happen. You need to know how to make processor bindings, but let's get the basic control circuit set up, right? So what I'm going to do is... What did I just break? I broke one of these, didn't I? Yep, there you go, fixed. All right, so let's get the crafter system going. So now I've got a bunch of refined storage cables, which is awesome. And we're going to need this one eventually, so I'm just going to hold off on doing anything with it. My goodness, it's loud and thunderstormy out there. Let's come back in a minute after I sleep. How's that sound? All right, so real fast, what I'm going to do is lay down my carpenters right here in such a way that you should be feeding power to all of them, right? You can hit all those guys? I hope so. You're feeding a bunch of things, but... I mean, I'm going to move you, actually, to be up here. I'm going to center you on the carpenter line, right? And then we can snake some crafters behind that bad boy, right? Okay, so you're going to get a crafter, and you're going to get a crafter. And let's... 2, 2. Cool. Okay, so you're ready to feed those dudes, right? You're going to receive... basic control circuit recipe that is going to be this one for now, and we might upgrade this recipe later, and you're going to receive the advanced control circuit recipe, which is going to be probably this one for now. I like this one. Okay, cool. And then we come over here and we have to teach them. So you are going to be this guy, and you are going to be this guy. Right? And unfortunately, we have to one-to-one crafters to carpenters, but that's just life, right? Okay. So now we know how to make those, right? And so if I wanted to make, for example, a basic control circuit, you should have no problem doing that. Cool? All right, nice. Now, we might have to teach some ancillary things. So, for example, we probably... You know, there's things we don't know how to make, right? Missing 0.5 super glue. Don't you know how to craft super glue right now? Or no? Did I not teach you super glue? I thought I did. Oh, you're offline. Why are you offline? Oh, right, because I broke a thing. Hang on. I broke a thing and didn't fix it. Everybody's online now? All right, let's give a more accurate representation of what else we need to learn to make crafters in bulk. So now we've got a much smaller list. You still have to learn how to make advanced alloys and lumium and steel. And a little bit of that sandy glass dust, but we'll figure that out. You need to learn how to make enriched alloys, right? But that's not too bad. Like, what if I just wanted to make one of these? We're realistically only missing one enriched alloy. So what if I just got, like, this and threw this in? Oh, you have some. Good. So what if I wanted to make, like, 2 crafters? How impossible would that be? You're missing a steel. Not anymore, you're not, buddy. How about 3 crafters? Am I getting greedy yet? Nice. All right, so look at all the auto crafting happening, and this should be cool, right? So what I'm going to do is let you be fast for a minute, and then once you've finished with all your things, I'm going to borrow these guys and put them over here so that you can be fast. Okay? So now you're processing your steel and getting your steel plates, right? And there those go, right? Sweet. Lumium ingots, those are processing into plates. Quartz plates are happening. I'm getting excited, guys. We are auto-crafting crafters. Like, we still have a few steps to do, but we're getting there. And that's what's key, right? We're getting there. How cool is this? How cool is this? So it's currently processing all the crafters, right? So then remember, I said this is semi-automated, meaning I have to do this. But I should have just received all the ingredients for 3 more crafters. And now, to trick refined storage into thinking it did what it was supposed to, I'm going to put those crafters in my interface import, and it completes the craft. Look at that. Look at that. We just auto-crafted crafters, guys. I'm very excited about that. You have no idea. You have no idea how excited I am. Now, clearly, in order to make a bunch of crafters, like, we're definitely short on a few things here, right? We're definitely short on processor bindings and circuit plates and infused silicon and enriched alloys and advanced alloys. There's things that we don't have autocrafting yet, but we are well on our way to making that a reality. Okay? We are super close to making that a reality. So for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We are episodes away from full-blown autocrafting of all the things, right? Like, obviously it's a lot of work to implement all the autocrafting we need, but we are really close to having autocrafting up and running in Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles, which makes me, as you can probably tell by my voice, a little bit excited. All right, guys, take it easy.